It's my honor and privilege to welcome you to yet another edition of BW Dialogue. Today we have Shri Prakash Chandra Kandpal, who's the MD and CEO of SBI General Insurance. Welcome, Mr. Kandpal. It's a pleasure to chat with you.
Namaste. Thank you, Dr. Batra, for inviting me for this chat. It's pleasure interacting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. For our viewers, while you're watching it live, if you need to refer to it, you can go onto the BW YouTube page tomorrow and revisit the conversation. It will also be in the next issue of Business World magazine. And we brought out every issue, and the last two issues have been selling very well from the stand. So in some way, some semblance is back. You can also read the interview on Thursday on businessworld.in. So Mr. Kandpal, let me start by asking you, how have been the last 200 days for you personally and professionally?
Okay, so in last 200 days, somehow this health issue became an economic issue. And not only for the businesses, but for the personal lives also. Because during lockdown, and it was a sudden lockdown, the sudden lockdown overnight changed the life completely. It threw the life out of gear. Businesses closed. Even some of the restaurants did not get time to dispose of the inventory which was lying there. Similarly, at home, people were not prepared to this situation. So those who were daily wages, they started feeling the pinch more than those who were in the regular jobs. So everybody was scared of health, and also it started impacting their livelihood also. Although government did a lot about seeing that all those who are poor and downtrodden, they should be fed well. And some of the corporates and some of the houses did very well by paying people the salaries regularly, despite their earnings coming down. But still, there was a lot of anxiety in this. When it comes to businesses, all those businesses which had been ready digitally, so those could survive during this period. Those who were not on digital offering mode, they had to suffer. Particularly manufacturing industry, service industry, they suffered a lot. Personally, yes, we had been under lockdown, but somewhere in the mind, since you had a company, it was there that how will we open up about our well-being of our employees, whether we should call them to office or not, checking with them whether they are keeping okay or not. So some of them got stuck in Mumbai, whereas their homes were outside. So some of them did not have full-time the way to survive themselves because they were alone. Not many people knew because there was no house support, etc. So mixed. So first 2 months were really difficult. Then people started gradually seeing that sitting at home will not do. They started coming to office. Some 10% people have started. So we did by rotation so that people start coming to office. Most of us identify ourselves with the offices only. People were missing that water cooler talks because see, when you mix up, because social life went out of gear. We were scared going to the relatives, even going to the neighbors. So now, over these 200 days, people have started now realizing that we have to come back to the normalcy as fast as we can by observing all the hygiene and social distancing factors. And I see very responsible behavior from our team. And outside also, although in certain public transport, people are not observing that kind of social distancing. It is obvious because it's a good thing. But we pray. Now, good thing is that the today's newspaper, if you have seen, the peak has reached last week, and now the slowdown of the cases are coming. Hope and pray that the situation should come back to normal so that our people can live normal life.
Absolutely, Mr. Kandpal. Thank you for summing up so beautifully how both professional work and personal lives were impacting you. Right. It was a lives issue. It was a healthcare issue, which became a livelihood and an economic issue. So now let me focus on the economic issue. Now, insurance is a category that is under-penetrated traditionally in India. Traditionally. In the last few years, we've caught up, but we have a long way to go. Now, for the first time, the consciousness on health has improved. On life insurance has improved because there's uncertainty. Tell us, how is I know that the insurance sector has seen a negative growth overall. There may be exceptions to the general trend. The number of queries have also been less, and the number of conversions has also been less. So tell us, over the next 6 to 12 months, where is the insurance industry heading?
So let me start by saying traditionally we people think that our insurer is the best insurer is God. So Bhagwan sab theek karega.
So right.
and then because of that we do not care about protecting most of our things unless it is mandatory. Like motor insurance is mandatory, everybody will do. But house insurance, people will think कि ठीक है मेरे house को क्या होना है. And वैसे ही health insurance, people will think that see, I'll keep fit, nothing will happen to me. But when COVID came, all these concepts changed. So when rich, poor, everybody got impacted by COVID, people knew the importance of insurance, the protecting. And the way healthcare costs are increasing now. So everybody feels that I do not want to suffer if somebody in my family suffers because of medical reasons. So for that reason, these people have started protecting themselves in the health insurance. Then there was the NatCat events, natural calamities, which are having. Amphan came and this Nisagra came, and there was big loss of property. So that also necessitated some of the protection required for covering these assets, because you have to rebuild. Rebuilding and rehabilitation takes a toll on public money because government spends that. So if every individual takes insurance and the pooling happens, then such incidences can be tackled very easily and without incurring much burden on the taxpayers' money, which is the government spending those. So these two things had impacted or necessitated the requirement of protection. Now going forward, how things will happen? See, if you see already in health, the health insurance growth in past 6 months had been phenomenal. IRDA had issued a simple health policy so that people can buy with uniform coverages. Then there were COVID-related products which came, and now government is serious about covering the missing middle also. So there are 50 crore of the population which are self-employed, and they are not covered either by Ayushman Bharat or either by nor by the corporates where it is there. So they are seriously thinking about bringing some scheme for them also. Similarly, SME units where more focus is now from the government, because SME will be driving the next wave of growth for the country. If government has an aspiration to grow to 5 trillion economy, they will have to start from the bottom. So the rural sector and SMEs will be playing a big role in this. So there also in SME, government has made it mandatory for covering all the workers there through health insurance. If you have read today's newspaper, the labor reforms which are coming, in that also they are making health checkup mandatory for people. So these 3-4 things which are there, plus the natural calamity incidents which are happening, so that will help in creating awareness about the requirement of insurance. Penetration in India is very low because of one is that people do not have surplus earning, because insurance comes on not a mandatory thing. So people think a discretionary way, whenever I require any insurance, I'll be taking. So it depends on economy. As the economy grows, I think the insurance penetration will also grow. 0.9% of GDP coverage through insurance is very low in comparison to all those which are in almost developing or developed states. It varies from 4% to 6%, 7%. Large population, lot of risks which need to be covered. If you see in the villages, we have to cover their huts, their cattle, their equipments, even their health. So this throws a big opportunity for health insurance. So we see that India is at the cusp of the new superior growth in insurance industry, because if we link, I'm very positive about India becoming a 5 trillion economy in next 5 to 7 years. And if it becomes, the insurance also rides over that. And I'm sure that general insurance industry will do much better coming months.
Thank you so much. I remember talking to an insurance industry leader last week, and she also mentioned similar things as you. And I gave the example of motor insurance that is mandatory. So we do it, but as you rightly said, it's discretionary, and we believe in God, which we do. We believe in a higher power. But yes, I am a big believer in Bhagavad Gita. So we have to, I believe in two things. One, you got to do your karma, which is to insure yourself. Second, God helps those who help themselves. So by doing insurance, you're helping yourself and your family. And the last 7 months have shown us that, never say never, that this won't happen. So you got to prepare for the rainy day in a real sense. So insurance, I share your belief that insurance in healthcare, in life, in property will grow. Now let me come to times like these also spur innovation. Tell us how the industry has innovated. How has SBI General Insurance innovated? What are the new products that you brought in that in some way address the needs of the current environment?
So biggest learning which took place during this COVID was that how to reach out to the larger population digitally. So lot of digital innovation is taking place across industry. We at SBIGI had started studying the requirement of Protect, where we can offer them a simple product at affordable prices and make their claim handling also very simple. So as a result of our 6-month study, we found that 2-3 things are very important in rural areas. One is protecting their assets and simple assets like, say, farm equipment, their huts, their cattle, their crop.
Because it's essential for their livelihood.
That is essential. Yeah, their stocks. So these things are very important. Then there was another one was simple health issues, like they do not have doctors at call, and so they stay 15, 20 or 50 kilometers away from the next available this. How can we reach out to them in case of their health needs? So we started with 2 products. One is Kutumba Swasth Bima Yojana, where we cover the entire family and offer them a telemedicine facility. So they can call a doctor at any time and tell them about their problem, and the diagnosis will be done in a teleconsulting. Is about reaching out to them, covering their assets. So we created a simple product for farmers, covering their huts because of the winds, heavy rains, tempest. Their livelihood gets impacted not only, but their shelters also get impacted, and their cattle, their equipments, like whether they have got pump set, they have got all trailer and all those mechanized things. So for covering those, we have got. Third is requirement about their treatment. So if they have to go to the hospital, cashless facility. If you talk, then the hospitals are small hospitals or government hospitals where giving them cashless becomes sometimes issue. So we can give them basic things like if you are admitted in the hospital, certain amount will be given to you. So it is called hospital daily cash. So these kind of simple products we are innovating and we are coming out with that. Another product which we felt was required is insurance has to be bought by individual. Though tenant farmers who are there, they cannot buy. Now the owner can gift them. So we have started with a gift insurance called Shagun, where you can gift it to anybody, to your friend, to your driver, to your helper, all those. So this is another product. In distribution, we have come out with one more innovative way of reaching out to these SHGs, where women SHGs are there, and they will be involved now in distribution and creating awareness of the insurance products in the rural areas. So which we have named Nari Shakti. So they are being trained in insurance products, and if they want to become an agent or sell these products, that will help them in improving their livelihood or creating some livelihood for them. Or they can talk to the fellow villagers about the importance of insurance, protecting whether it is asset, whether it is health, whether it is crops, all those things. So these few things we have done so far. Our regulator has opened another regulator sandbox for a lot of innovative product in that. And if it is relating to COVID and Corona, they have assured us that they will give immediate approval on that. So the entire industry is now working on coming out with innovative products covering the bite-size products, like you pay per use kind of thing. Let's see, if you are driving now from point A to point B, you will be buying insurance for that. And if you are going out of your town, you will buy health insurance for a bigger amount for that period only. So the regulator is also doing a lot. Government is also doing a lot. Insurance companies are also doing a lot. So hopefully, in another 2-3 years, India will have very good products for all segments of our country.
Thank you so much. They say necessity is the mother of invention. Clearly, what you've done with your new product and the outreach really kind of makes that adage true. Now, let me ask you. So you cannot segregate buying of insurance. As you rightly said, it happens from surplus income. It happens from savings. Jobs have been hit in the last 6 months. And there are various estimates, but they've been severely hit. And yes, you can always argue those who have jobs have saved more, which is true, because they have not gone out, they haven't traveled, they spent on essentials. Now, when do you see the economy coming back and the demand coming back, which will also lead to a spur in insurance?
So, if you look at Q1, there was GDP shrank by 23.9% or something. But today's newspaper I read, and there was one report that in Q2 we improved to 10% degrowth, which is quite rather one of the rater has told that it will be minus 6%. And the green shoots you can see across, if you see auto industry, the demand has come back.
They had a zero sale month in April for the first time in their history. But they're 31% up on the same number last year, because the need for personal mobility has gone up, because everybody wants to be safe. So yes, there are green shoots, I agree. But so a little medium term and long term view.
Yeah, I'll give you. So if you see that, then the demand is coming from rural areas. Okay. Now, in the medium term, what will happen is, India is a populous country. So this population, and during migration, a lot of skill has moved to rural semi-urban areas. They have gone home. Not everyone is going to come back. So even 20% skilled people stay in rural and semi-urban areas. And the kind of skills they have acquired, whether it is a restaurateur, or whether it is a software guy, or whether it is a self-employed person or mechanic or a barber, everybody will try to improve or contribute to the rural economy. They would try to set up their businesses there. So this will bring a different momentum in our growth trajectory from rural. So as of now, they have already started setting up their businesses there. A lot of innovations have started happening in rural semi-urban areas because these people have gone from there and they are looking at that what can they do, even whether it is packaging the local material and selling it in the market, facilitating the supply of your fruit and your vegetables from there direct to market. So all this educated mass who have moved back and skilled mass who have moved back to rural semi-urban areas are becoming a growth engine for giving momentum to the village economy. So
and the rural economy.
Bharat,
and which is very big.
And then next wave of growth is going to come from Bharat only. So little support from the banks and little support from the government, and these entrepreneurs, if we are able to catch them there and let them set up the things, I tell you that the growth will come at much faster pace to the India.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kantpal. Again, I share your optimism, and I believe that while in the near short term, I think next 3-6 months will improve, but it'll still be tough. But in the next 12 to 24 months, I think India will be at a place where we should have been. And from there on, we'll grow to a level that I don't think any one of us can fathom at this point. But we got to keep the faith and keep doing what we have to do as each stakeholder. Let me ask you another question.
Sure.
If you had to make 3-4 predictions about business and economy and insurance, what would those be? In some way, you've given us the direction, but give us some big, ideas that you think will get consummated in the future.
So if 3 predictions, if I have to make, I will say, first thing is that economy will rebound at a greater speed. So we will come back. V-type growth will come back. Key sectors will revive soon. Okay, we have already started seeing that, but few of other like restaurant, aviation, services, some of them will take little more time. More time means not more than 6 to 12 months. So we are seeing that. Insurance, as I told, there is a lot of awareness about insurance. So health, home, and SME, these 3 will do much better. SME, they will do much better in coming months.
Thank you so much for being so specific. Let me again shift gears. Right at the upfront, you said that as a leader of a company, you needed to take responsibility and lead your colleagues, lead your company well. I can share my personal experience. The first 7 days or 8 days, I was very lost. I was like confused what to do, what not to do. All kinds of things in my mind. But I think after the first 10 days, thanks to 2 of my senior most colleagues, I was able to gather my thoughts, and we've been able to transform business world to a different level, digitally, in every aspect, video-wise. So I want to ask you, as a leader, of course, some leadership rules stay the same. They were true pre-corona, they'll be true post-corona. But tell us, what are the new ideas or thoughts that have got added to your repertoire in terms of leading? What are the new traits that leaders must have more that they had pre-March?
So 2 things are very important for a leader. One is the belief. So they should believe in themselves, they should believe in their man. And number 2 is communicate. So now what we did during this time, the times were difficult. So how to see that we will survive this? So if you look back, learn from the history, a lot of such occasions came where we thought the world is going to end. Then there was a faster rebound thereafter. So what I learned from this is that if you have a long-term vision, so short-term blips will not matter much.
Beautiful.
So we gave a mission that okay, think of 3 years. Don't think of 3 months. If you think of 3 months, you will find okay, because of the economy suffering, you will also suffer. But in 3 years, economy is going to rebound, so you will also rebound. Okay. Then communicate. Communication is one thing which gives you courage, which gives you assurance, and which gives you a purpose to go. So we communicated regularly with our team. We showed them a long-term vision. We talked about in the past how things improved in those, and we told them to believe in themselves. Because see, 130 crore population, and we have to feed everybody. We need
and you rightly
produce.
Said, government has done the right job in the lockdown to look after the bottom of the pyramid, right?
Yeah.
There is no social unrest. We criticize the government too much. We have to look at some of the things that may not seem that grand, but they're extremely important, and the government is addressed them really, really well. We must compliment the government there. I mean, to be able to send food, because food is a basic necessity. You're right. Just support.
So government created an ecosystem where you can start doing something. See, they used to say, "Na, feed a fish or make him learn to catch the fish." So feeding fish is very easy. They could have given that okay, we give you everything free and to everybody, and you sit there. But no, they created an ecosystem. The Atmanirbhar Bharat project with 10 lakh crore rupees, the package was a wonderful phenomena which was appreciated worldwide.
If you add everything, it is about 20 lakh.
So if you add everything, that including NBFCs, etc., so everything will be around 20 lakh crore rupees, which will give a big boost to the economy.
And Mr. Kanpal, just to add, also when the Prime Minister of the country says Atmanirbhar, it raises the confidence, the results of which may not be visible tomorrow, day after. They may be visible 6 months, 1 year, 5 years. The Prime Minister is telling everyone to think big, to think on their feet, to create for India, but also to create for a global scale if you have the capability. Because we've not thought big, we think India. So clearly, we must be sensitive to what that means.
True. So this is how I am positive about India becoming 5 trillion economy. So the capability of our people and the opportunity which has come after the manufacturing base from China is shifting to India, how our products are getting well accepted in the international markets. So all those things. Now what we need is little entrepreneurship capabilities in our youth. And if they decide to take India to new heights, I don't think that it will take that much time, as we are saying 5 to 7 years in becoming 5 trillion economy.
Thank you so much. I'll ask you my last 2 questions a little later, but let me bring in 3 audience questions. Pankaj Mehra is asking, how has premium payment got affected during this pandemic, as people have been looking at deferring their payments? Pankaj Mehra from Z Entertainment.
Yes, Mehra ji. See, during first 2 months, there was deferment of the premium, particularly in that mandatory segment, motor, etc. So, and regulator also started installment payment for health-based insurance. So these 2 things help people in making their payments, premium payments on time in installments. And from June onwards, we see people had been paying their premiums regularly. Of course, there is option now for taking a health insurance on monthly, quarterly, half-yearly installments. and people are opting for that also.
Thank you for answering that. There's a question from Ms. Kanchan Dwivedi. Prakash sir, what measures will support Indians adopting insurance more effectively? So what will make sure that apart from what you shared with us, what else can be done for penetration and adoption of insurance to go up?
Okay, so we will have to create awareness about the requirement of protection. So there are two things. One is, we say every individual's health, every home, and every asset, these things should be protected from any kind of perils. So rather, this is an opportunity for the general insurance industry. Unless every home, every individual's health, and every asset, and every business, these four things are covered, we have got huge opportunity. So now creating awareness about protecting these need to be one. Second is that to create products which are simple to understand and affordable to people. So these two and can be offered digitally to the person, so that he need not run here and there for buying those insurance. These two things will help in creating more awareness and more penetration across the sea.
Thank you so much. Colonel Hari Prasad S is asking, in insurance, there may be a surge in medical/health insurance, but what is the effect on life insurance? What are the trends you are seeing there?
So life insurance industry, there is a lot of awareness about the life insurance across the country because of thanks to LIC, who had agents in every nook and corner of that. And then there was there. So during this COVID times, there was increased interest about the life insurance from people. But health insurance gained importance because it was immediate. Life insurance is a long-term thing, so there was there. But life insurance was doing almost equally good as GI industry was doing. The only thing is, wherever the company was digitally savvy, they could sell these things, products. So that wherever it was not there, because physical movement was restricted, so some got impacted. Sales of life insurance got impacted because of non-physical movement. It requires, after all, insurance is a matter of solicitation. You have to seek advice, which premium, how it will be. So unless these offerings were in digital, all those physical things, first 2-3 months got impacted a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Kandpal. Last question. You may choose to answer, not answer. Marji Parekh is asking, Mr. Kandpal, what are your comments on privatizing LIC?
So I'll not be able to comment on this question.
I respect my audiences, so I take their questions.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's really up to you, and I did qualify that. So that's fine. Let me ask you my last question. If we talk to Mr. Kandpal, say 6 months from now, we talk to you in March, what would you have accomplished as SBI General Insurance?
So our aspiration in SBI General is to grow, double the growth of industry. Our industry is growing on an average of 11 to 13% per annum for last 3-4 years. So my effort would be to see that we grow at least double that growth. 2 is that, I should have more penetration in tier 2 and beyond cities, rural, semi-urban areas. As of now, 25% of my premium comes from these locations. So would be that I create better products and offer them at affordable prices and meet their claims whenever they suffer the loss. That would be my endeavor in coming 6 months.
Thank you so much. My last question before I let you go. And I really enjoyed this conversation because you've been very specific. And they say universe listens to you. I mean, you don't get into a car and you tell the GPS, take me anywhere. Tell them, take me to Bandra, take me to Defense Colony, wherever. So being specific helps you achieve goals, both in a philosophical manner and a business planning way. My last question. What are your personal goals for the next 6 to 12 months? I know leaders and CEOs are very focused in achieving their business goals because that keeps them motivated. That's what kind of gets them going. But what are your personal goals, Mr. Kandpal?
So the biggest worry for head of a company is that how to manage his time. So I want to have a better
I share that with you totally.
So better work-life balance and how to stay fit and healthy.
So self-care, time management and self-care is very important.
Yeah, these two things are very important for me. And I am a avid tracker. So if the lockdown opens and the things become normal, I would love to go for at least a 5 to 7 day trek to Himalayas.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Kandpal, for speaking to us. We look forward to speaking to you soon again. I also want to tell our readers and our viewers that we are launching BW Insurance World, which will be a specialized community for the insurance sector. As Business World is B2C, but we've launched 15 B2B and 2 B2C communities. Most of them are leaders in their space, some on its way to becoming leaders. And we want to make an impact. It's not just about a commercial, kind of enterprise. We want to make an impact. We want to be in India's voice to the world in terms of business. So thank you, Mr. Kandpal, for talking to us. Those of our viewers who missed his interview or missed parts, you can watch it on the YouTube channel of Business World, read it on businessworld.in day after tomorrow, or read it in the next issue of Business World. The current issue of Business World is a luxury issue. I would encourage you to pick up that issue from Stans. It's a fantastic issue, edited by a senior editor, Ms. Jyotna Sharma. Thank you, Mr. Kandpal, for talking to us. We wish you luck in your journey, and we look forward to a conversation with you soon again. Thank you. God bless you. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Dr. Batra, and Godspeed in your endeavors. Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you.